Hey superstars, I hope you were able to run your first Java program successfully. But if you saw some errors and it didn't do what you expected it to do, then it's okay, guys. We will dive deeper into what we did piece by piece and try to identify your errors. Okay, now we will rewrite the same program we wrote in a previous class. Now this is part of the game. The perfection comes with repetition. Okay, let's write the same program again. Now we had public first, and then after public, we have to have a space and put class, and then put main. Now let's talk about what is a class. Class, it's like creating a file, creating a text file, let's say, and you want to write some notes there. But before you save that file, you have to give the name to that file, right? Same thing, we can have thousands of classes. In fact, when you guys get your first job and join a real company, when you're working on a real project, your whole project will consist of thousands of classes. Okay, so we will be creating so many classes, and each class has to have a different name, a specific unique name, right? But for our platform at Wedevx platform, we will always have to stick to a class name called main with a capital M. Okay, now this is just some Java limitations which we will learn later. All right, now also next one, we learned about what is a class and what is a main. Basically, we said we want to create a class and we want to call it a main. Now next one is a public keyword. Now this public keyword is access modifier. There are four different access modifiers in Java, but we will learn them later. Public. Now Java syntax requires us to follow a specific syntax rule, okay? Now by Java syntax rule, we cannot switch the places of class and public. The order has to match this specific order where you have the public first and then the class. Okay. Also, we cannot skip the class keyword. It's a mandatory to have. So right now, if we just put public and main, our Java is gonna ask, what do you mean? What is this? It's a public class or it's a public method? So we have to tell it, hey Java, I want to create a public class and I want to name that class main. Cool. Next thing is we are opening a curly braces. Okay. Now let's talk about what curly braces are. Curly braces in Java define a scope of something. It could be a scope of a class, it could be a scope of a method, it could be a scope of if statements, for loops, which we will learn all about them soon. But so far, we are defining a scope of a class. So our class starts right here, that's an opening curly brace, and our class finishes right here. Okay, so everything I write inside these two curly braces is going to be considered as a body of a class. There is no limit how big the body of the class can be. Okay, but obviously first we will be going very small class bodies. We will be creating very small classes. But before we finish this bootcamp, after 6 months, you will guys be writing classes which consist of couple hundreds of lines of code. Now we defined our class. Now after we defined our class, we have to create our main method. Now what is a main method? Main method is a starting point of a Java program. We will learn how to build programs, and programs consist of thousands of classes, so many methods, and the program needs to start from somewhere. Now this main method is where the whole program starts from. Okay. Now in order to create a main method, we have to put public. It's again an access modifier. Now we have access modifiers for classes and we have an access modifier for a method. Okay, public. Then we put static. So public static. Static is a Java keyword. I don't want to talk about what it does yet, okay? So public static. Then we put a void. It's another keyword which we won't talk about today. And then we put a main. Now, again, just like with the class names, we have to follow the same exact order, same cases, okay? Everything is lowercase for methods. Now, we have parentheses. Inside parentheses, we have to type string. And then brackets, type args. And after the parentheses, right, put a opening curly brace and a closing curly brace. All right. Now, since we have put an opening curly brace and a closing curly brace, we have defined our main method successfully. This is enough to have we have a program, okay? We have the body of the program. We have the foundation of a program set out perfectly fine. It's ready to go. Now we are ready to start building our building, okay? Now we have created our class and a main method successfully. Now, as I have mentioned so many times already, one more time, guys, just memorize this syntax by heart. This syntax we will be writing in every single class for every single program for so long, guys, okay? So, and we will learn about what each of these Java keywords do and mean very soon. All right. Now, once we have created our main method, here for our main method, we also have a body. We have a scope of this main method. Everything else that we will learn, guys, will go inside these two curly braces, okay? We cannot write anything outside of these curly braces. For example, here, if you write a code after this first closing curly brace somewhere here, we would have a problem. Our Java wouldn't work. All of our system out println statements will have to go between these curly braces, which are the scope of main method. Now we talked about the scope. Let's go and write our system out println, and we write hello Wedevx, an exclamation mark. Now, just like we talked about in the previous class, these are double quotes, and basically what we are doing here is anything we put here is basically gonna be displayed as the result of our program, okay? So system out println is a method that helps us print anything we want to the users, okay? So print anything as a result of our program. So system with a capital S, system.out.println, we have the parentheses, and inside double quotes we put hello Wedevx, and at the end we finish our program statement with a semicolon. All right, now let's run this program again. Okay, now we are ready to run this program. Let's run it again. Run code. All right, this is a perfect situation, guys, where we saw a result. My program didn't run successfully. Why not? I was supposed to see just hello Wedevx on this console, but it didn't show me hello Wedevx. Instead, it's showing me a bunch of so many different things. But whenever you see anything that is not what you expected to see, so we expected to see hello Wedevx and we don't see hello Wedevx, so it means we are getting some error, Java error. Okay, now Java errors, which you will see every day, usually you get to the perfect run after a couple tries. You first write some code and then you will definitely miss something, a little space, a little dot, you miss a character, or you spell out the word with different cases. So there are so many situations where how you can make mistakes in your code. Okay, even in just this small program, there will be so many of you guys who will make a mistake. So what mistake did we make here? Let's take a look. So it says it cannot find a symbol called system at e, system out println. All right, now I can see what the error is. See here, I spelled out print and I skipped a T after N. So this is how detail oriented you have to be. Okay, now let's fix my program. So I'm gonna go to N and print. I'm gonna put a T after N and try to run my program again. Okay, now it's loading. Now I see hello Wedevx. Perfect. We did it again. So this was the whole purpose of the class, guys. I wanted to show that you could see some errors along the way. So if you saw errors, you just have to look at each character. You have to make sure you have the spaces, the names are spelled out correctly. Make sure you have the curly braces in right spots, and then you will be able to fix your problems.